Okay. Hi, team. Welcome to week 3 of health promotion and risk reduction. So, a couple of things. I really enjoyed reading all of your guys' papers last week. I thought that your choices of health promotion, like a change in health behavior, was fascinating and very interesting. The vast majority of you are going to increase your exercise. That's fabulous. That's huge. I'm passionate about working out. I feel like that's one of the key ingredients to being healthy. And I'm a strong believer that as a provider, you can't tell your patients to do something if you're not doing it. I just feel like healthcare providers need to be the role models of health. We need to be working out, eating healthy and not smoking and getting good sleep and stuff like that. So anyways, the exercise is awesome. Many of you had said that you used to work out a lot in high school, a little bit more in undergrad, and as your schedule is getting busier, your exercise is decreasing. So love that a lot of you guys are doing that. Even if you can just get in 10, 15 minutes a day, it's not going to be like you were in high school when you had all the time in the world to work out. So just do what you can until you're out of school and you've got a little more time again. So we did have some other fun ones, and it was interesting to hear you guys talking about it on the discussion boards. I love the idea of flossing more. Honestly, after reading that paper, I started flossing more. I thought that was an excellent health behavior. So I think that some behaviors, and especially as you are mentoring and coaching your own patients, start with little things like that. So kudos to you guys. You guys really did a great job. I was a little surprised about some problems that we had with APA formatting. I thought after having all those resources that we have, after you guys took the quiz, I thought you guys would be a little more flawless than you were. So I make sure that you're working on that. If you have some questions, I tried to make comments in your papers, but learn from that. I was fairly lenient with it this time, but as graduate students, that you need to make sure that you know proper APA formatting, because it is expected that you're going to do things that you're going to want to contribute to research and disseminate your findings. You're going to want to publish, and you've got to be good writers. So here's the thing. The winner is, drumroll please, Kelly Murdoch. Oh my word, Kelly. So Kelly's paper was so well written. Her APA formatting was near flawless. And the thing that Kelly did, so I want you guys to kind of use her. I've already asked her permission. She said I could talk about this. What she did is she took the rubric and she very simply but very eloquently elaborated on what was asked in that topic. And she didn't use flowery words or big language. Here's the thing that I see students doing a lot. From the time you were in kindergarten through 12th grade and even in through your undergrad, most of your writing is creative writing, and you're taught to write superfluously. Is that a word? Use superfluous language and flowery language to get we're creating a picture. Beautiful if you're writing a narrative. We're not writing narratives. Academic writing is very different than creative writing. You state the facts, you state it once, you don't be redundant. If you're redundant, like if all of your paragraphs just keep saying the same thing in a different way, that's insulting to your reader. That screams to your reader, you didn't get it the first time, I have to repeat it for you. Just state it. State your opinion. And use references. So another thing that Kelly did is she went out beyond the book. She didn't just use the textbook. She went out and found articles that backed up her claims about the importance of exercise and things like that. So use the literature that's there. Another thing, when you're using literature, you want to keep that literature within the last 5 years. Beyond that, it gets a little bit old. Unless you're doing some kind of a historical document or something, healthcare changes so quickly that if you're referencing something 10, 15, 20 years ago, chances are that's probably obsolete, and there's probably new research and evidence that either furthers the knowledge or contradicts that previous knowledge. So just be a little bit aware of that. But I will coach you guys as we're going through this, because I want you guys to come out of this class being really good writers. So, okay, so now this week, it's not going to be as busy. You don't have a big paper due. So last week we worked on your own health behavior, looking at your own healthcare choices, and thinking about some models that might govern some patterns of change and some behavior things. It's important when you're presenting your ideas to link the ideas. So a lot of you guys listed the model and then listed your health behaviors, but you didn't link them. Some of you guys did a phenomenal job with this, because many of the theories that you guys chose had, 4, 5, 6 different tenets, and you matched that up with the health behavior, and you did a really good job with that. If you didn't, I made notes about it. Sorry, I got a little tickle in my throat. Okay, this week, we're going to go over chapters 5 and 6, and we're moving beyond the individual and starting to look at society as a whole. This is important when we're looking at health promotion and risk reduction. What are the big health, not ideas, what's the word I'm looking for? Concerns. What are the big health concerns in our community? I can tell you, because I do this on the clinical side, is I am a care man. I manage care for an internal medicine office, which is hired by the insurances. So the insurances now are looking at communities, and they're trying to find ways to improve the health of entire communities. So one problem in the United States, especially in Michigan, where we have these seasons and winters is freezing and it's hard to get outside, lack of exercise. And it's very hard for people to exercise in the winter. So then you add on top of that, if they're elderly, if they live alone, if they don't have transportation. It's not like New York, where we have big subway systems. It's not like Chicago, where we've got a thriving bus system. There's a lot of individual transportation in Michigan. So we see a lot of obesity, inactivity, diabetes, congestive heart failure, COPD, hypertension, and hyperlipidemia. Those are huge around here. And so as healthcare providers, we need to look at what are the social theories, what is the social reasons that our society is accepting of some of these behaviors. If you go to different countries, and that's not acceptable. Even if you go to different places within the country. For example, if you go out to Colorado, where everybody is outside and they're active all the time, it is much more taboo and frowned upon if you're not working out, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not being active. Then the people in Colorado look at you like, why aren't you outside and being active? Why are you overweight? Whereas in Michigan, and especially in Detroit, we probably have more obese people than we do fit people. And why is that? What is the social norm with that? People from France and Europe come over here and they're just aghast by the level of inactivity and how many Americans are overweight. So why is that? What are the social determinants or not social determinants? We'll talk about that later. The social theories that create certain cultural norms within societies relating to health. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. Culture is very important. There's certain health behaviors that are expected within different cultures. And it's important to know as a healthcare provider. So that's really what we're going to look at. So this week, you are going to read, where's my text? Here it is. In our textbook, you're going to read chapters 5 and 6. Yes, 5 and 6. So we're looking at social, cultural, and environmental theories. And then we're going to, this is just basically part 1 and 2. So that's what we're going to look at this week. So I want you to read the chapters. And then in week 3 content, hang on. I should have turned this off. Hang on a second. So in week 3 content, sorry, it's my daughter. There is a cultural quiz online. So go into there, take the cultural quiz, and then either upload it or screenshot or something, send that to me that you've got that done. And then there's a question on discussion board. So I want you guys to answer the question on discussion board. And it's not as formal as the paper that you had to do last week, but I expect that you are using references to support your statements, and that you're using proper grammar, proper language, APA formatting. You don't have to have titles and all that kind of stuff, but you know, proper use of paragraphs. If you need some headings, a lot of you guys miss this. Headings are awesome. According to APA, there's different, you know, headings that you can use, and some are bold, some are italicized, indented, and not. The key about headings is it gives your reader, what are we going to talk about next? Oh, here's a review of literature. Oh, now we're going to move into this social theory and you know, conclusion and things like that. Really kind of helps your readers follow along. So that's what we're going to do. Read chapters 5 and 6. Complete the cultural quiz that's online. It's not hard. It's just like a little online thing. And then the discussion board. Remember, you need to start posting. Your first post is due by Thursday, because you've got to give your peers enough time to read your stuff and respond to you by Saturday, and that gives you enough window to respond back to them by Saturday. So that's the scoop. Text me or email me if you need me, and that's it. So if you think of anything, I'm here. I am excited about where we're going, and that's it. Okay, I will see you next week.